1, 2, 3, 4.
Your intuition shouldn't be undermined or underrated, because that's why the work's good. So to me that's a really big thing. So the people like Damien Hirst, for example, people are very critical of him, and I always, if someone says, "Oh, Damien," I think Damien is, a bit of a blagger, or if he's, he's just a shock value. Have you ever seen a piece of his work in the flesh? Have you ever looked at his work in reality?
Wow.
Because I challenge anyone to go and see one of his formaldehyde pieces, especially the sheep, the Away from the Flock, I think it's called, and not think of death, and not look at it and go, that is a dead sheep, but it looks completely alive, or anything of his that's like that. So everything that I think that somebody like he does has got that balance, and it's always got that intellectual thing, and it's like he could have a factory making them and it wouldn't matter, because it would still have that, paradox, which I think is very important. That I'll look to people like, certain, like Louis Theroux is a good example of somebody you look to him to ask the questions that we should be asking.
Or Kirsty Young, or
Kirsty
Ian
Young.
Hislop,
Kirsty Young's really good at it.
She's amazing.
Ian Hislop's brilliant at it, because they come at it from this perspective, and they're all contrarians in their own right. Kirsty Young interviewed me once, and I've never been so scared in my life. She's like a news journalist.
She's amazing.
She's a news journalist.
I absolutely love her.
And being interviewed by a news journalist versus being interviewed by an entertainment one, it's chalk and cheese, because they're, most news journalists, they're out to put, they're prodding you.
I've heard her, because she used to do Desert Island Discs.
Yeah,
I think
I
that
was on Desert Island.
That was and yours is amazing.
I was sweating the whole way through it. So excited about doing it. More people get OBEs than get asked to do that. More people get knighted than get asked to do that. So in terms of hierarchy,
so you think Desert Island Dish is better than the honours system?
I think so, because I think the honours system, it's a little bit hacked and rigged. A little bit, and a lot of people don't know you can brief a company to,
here's $100 grand,
to
50
get
grand
to do that, and I think lobby is the exact expression that I was looking for. But what,
if you were, would you go for it? Would you go for a knighthood?
I don't think so. No.
I could see you as being a knight.
So Lancelot. Yeah. One of my friends used to call me Sir Lancelot, which I thought was very funny. But and they kept going, "Have you got your knighthood yet?" No, but what I meant, I was more proud to be on Desert Island Discs than I would have ever been if someone had given me an honour. And I think that was it for me. I was like, this is national treasure level of acceptance, that you've reached a point where people respect you. But you know what? Kirsty is an amazing interviewer, and I'm honoured to have been on it. And I just wish I was a bit more.
So having listened, I've listened to that.
And,
and your national treasure point, I think, is absolutely resonating.
I don't think I'm a national treasure. Kathy Burke's a national treasure. I'm like more of a kind of, I'm more of a cubic zirconia at the bottom, at the bottom of the ocean. I've made mistakes in the past with people. Like I made a massive mistake with Graham Norton. Like I slagged him off in the press, and I didn't know the guy, and I was really just judging him on his media persona. And actually, I think he's probably the exact opposite from what I now know. So about sort of 90.
He's probably the best talk show host out there, right?
Probably the best, yeah. and I would watch, and if he comes on, I'll watch him. About 98, 99, maybe 2000, I made that decision. So I now try not to judge anyone at all. So, if someone comes to me...
So no prejudging at all?
I try not to, because I think that I just think it's the media. The media generally is very kind of manipulative. So, and I feel like it's my job to be more objective as a portrait photographer, and to photograph the person that I meet. And if I start to bring all the stuff,
I think that also really resonates because I think there's a lot of barriers associated with wine. But if you come to wine and judge it on its own terms, which is I think what we're talking about here.
I do that every night.
Becoming a better and better judge, the gifted amateur, as you said. But it applies to everything, doesn't it? You want to see, like, if something hits you, if something breaks through that wall, surprises you.
Yeah. I wrote to James Brown, the editor of Loaded.
Yeah, of course.
When he brought his book out, because I read it and I loved his book so much because I thought it was so funny and
iconic figure.
It was so interesting for me reading it because I was like, we were like altar boys. We were like this, you know, like we were so naive. What they were getting up to versus what we were getting up to, chalk and cheese. And I was like, literally made me laugh out loud about 30 times because I listened to the audio book of it, which my father-in-law says isn't reading, but anyway, and I enjoyed
Hearing.
it. It's kind of reading, but anyway. I listened to him, and he's the person reading it, and he makes himself laugh. He's reading it, laughing out loud, and I'm like laughing at him, laughing at himself. But he said, I wrote to him because I just think you should always, if you enjoy something, you should always tell someone. Always tell someone. And I wrote to him to say, you made me laugh so many times. Thank you for writing this book. And he wrote back to me. He said, the problem with us is that we were just about the UK. And the thing about you guys is you're about the world. And that's why you're still going. Now, of course, that could have easily been a platitude. Although knowing James, he's not much for platitudes. He's not much for platitudes, but it was true. We didn't think about. We wanted the world to read Dazed and Confused. We were obsessed by having a Japanese edition and a Russian edition, and we just wanted the world to have that outlook, which was very much, you know. There is room and space for the people that are on the periphery. So you don't have to be at the centre. What kind of destroyed us all at Dazed is we became at the centre and we weren't the outsiders. And I'm an outsider. I'm not an inner circle guy. I feel very weird being part of any, like, I'm the Groucho Marx. You know,
Are you a member of the Groucho Club?
I am a member of the Groucho. But only because they gave it to me for free.